So next, guys, we're going to take some time, about 30 minutes or so, to kind of focus on our mental well-being and how we stay focused and how we keep our spirits up with everything going on. So the first part of that, we're going to welcome on our sort of resident psychology expert. We'll call her Michaela McCord. This is her with her therapy dog that she's trained, Maslow.
I love
it. She's been helping us out for quite a while. Can we bring Michaela on? Let's see, Michaela. There she is. Hello. And guys, you may notice that our last name is the same. That is not coincidental. This is my little sister. We've been asked that several times. So this is
now
this is my little sister. Yeah. Now you can see it, right?
I didn't want him to know that.
Michaela, somebody's got to keep your sister in line, and it ain't me.
Well, I try to. I do my best. There's only so much I can do.
Please. So Michaela, you have an interesting actually career path that you have followed, because you've worked around recruiting with me, right? You've done the sourcing and all of that kind of fun stuff. So you kind of know about that. And now you have not only gone into psychology, but you have trained a therapy dog who we just saw a lovely photo of the two of you, Maslow.
Yes. What's his name?
Maslow. And he's a little celebrity there in Waco, Texas with you. So first, could you tell us a little bit about your work with Maz and some of the things that you guys do together?
Yes, I'd love to. Of course, that's what I'm passionate about. So first, I want to clarify. I have my bachelor's in counseling, in psychology, but I'm actually a counseling major right now. That's what I'm studying, is counseling. And so Maslow, I got him specifically. He was a graduation present to me when I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology. And I got Maslow specifically for therapy work. I got him to train to use for my counseling that I'll eventually be doing. I just started my practicum and internship with the counseling. I'm in my master's, and so started my master's practicum and internship. I'll have 3,000 more hours after I graduate that I'll be under supervision. It's a big commitment. And so Maslow and I right now, he's still like I said, the training that we're doing is we go like Catherine mentioned, we're celebrities around. Let's be real here. He's the celebrity around.
He's the celebrity. Maslow's the celebrity.
I'm the girl that has Maslow. Like seriously, I'll go on hikes in our local park here, Cameron Park, and people will stop me. It's beautiful, and people will stop.
I know. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay, perfect. So you know it, yeah.
I'm from McGregor, Michaela.
He knows he's from McGregor.
Oh, I love the McGregor area. Gorgeous. Yeah, but people always stop me and say, "Hey, aren't you the girl that has Maslow?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my name."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the girl that has Maslow. That's it. And you go to the hospital. You go to the hospital with him and all of that, right? And work with the patients and.
Before COVID, he would even come to class with me. He started his actual therapy work when we did group therapy last summer. We actually had part of the class was an actual group therapy session. And I was able to start his training for psychotherapy intervention.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's going to be a very interesting part of your practice. And you've spoken at several conventions about your work with Maz as well. Yes, I know. So let's talk about what you have to say about COVID and using certain techniques to overcome obstacles and being conscious of your mental well-being. We'll let you kind of take it away with this one.
Well, thank you. Yes, I have a few things to say about barriers today. This is something that hits very close to home for me. As soon as you told me, Catherine, that that's what we'd be talking about today with barriers, I'm like, I've got that. Like, yes, yeah. I've got barriers, and both personally and to discuss a little bit about it today. And the first thing, I do want this to be a little bit of a back and forth, because the thing is that there are endless possibilities for barriers. There are so many barriers, not just with COVID, professionally, personally, and with COVID, even within COVID, we have personal and professional barriers. So right now, I wanted to ask both you and Foster, what is one barrier that you see yourself being faced with right now?
Fear.
Fear. Oh, that's a good one.
Fear of the unknown.
Fear of the unknown. Wow, what a big barrier to bite off.
For me,
That's a big
it's
one.
the fear, and I think that's a common one, Foster. I see that so much,
Mhm.
and we've kind of discussed that right earlier
Even
in the show.
pre-COVID, honestly,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
because
it's
of the
just
dynamics that are going on in corporate America.
for me, it's I don't. I'm trying to think of the right way to say this. It's not becoming scatterbrained, basically. Trying to stay focused because I have so many different things going on. You know, both of you guys know everything I have going on, and like with work and the show and everything else I got going on, and it's so yeah, it's trying to stay focused.
You want to be
That's what
able
I
to
would
stay
say, Michael.
organized and balanced with your career.
Organized, I can do. Focusing the brain.
See, I can focus, but organize, forget.
Well, come,
I'm
Foster.
a
We just
bit
need
of
to
bear.
merge. We just need to merge our little brains, and then it'll be perfect.
We do, and we're
Well,
gonna attempt to do that.
and for this presentation, if you don't mind, Foster, I may bring up fear of the unknown and the uncertainty, because I think that's one that a lot of people are addressing. And Catherine, yeah, forgetfulness too. And I'll try to put a finger on more specifically what you meant as far as really being able to organize. That you seem to have fear around being able to stay focused with everything going on, all the overwhelming stress.
Mm-hmm.
Is that sort of what you meant?
Yeah. Yes, that was precisely it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what direction do we go?
Exactly. And there are a few steps that I wanted to talk about as far as overcoming barriers. And the first one is, what's your barrier? Like, what does it look like? What's going on? And I think this is especially important because it brings substance to the issue. Before, like fear, for instance, this uncertainty, it can just be this nebulous over our heads, this cloud of stress and overwhelm. Just, I don't know what's happening. So just even naming it and saying, I'm uncertain about what's happening. I'm uncertain about the future, and I'm afraid. That alone can bring a lot of clarity. And in this first step, what is your barrier? I've broken it down into a couple parts. And the first part is have curiosity about the barrier. I think that in today's society, we're largely reprimanded for curiosity. We have phrases such as curiosity killed the cat, mind your own business. And I think this really inhibits and debilitates our natural gift as humans to curiosity and our creative potential. Curiosity opens up our ability as humans to have creative potential for problem solving and approaching
100%.
barriers. Exactly. And approaching barriers with, this open curiosity and to problem solve. And so I think the specific questions then would be, what goal are you being kept from? What can't you access? Because that's what barriers are, right? They're things that keep us from accessing goals and just from open access in general. So yeah, I would ask you that, Foster. So what goal are you being kept from this barrier of fear and uncertainty?
I'd like to think, Michaela, that I've overcome some of that, but believe it or not, and I'll never, ever be able to sell this to most people, but I am an introvert. There is a tremendous amount of time that I've spent as an introvert, and I've always wanted to overcome that. So now God has arranged my life to where I'm kind of a public figure now. And I'm always on these videos and the very things that I'm afraid of, but I have learned through experience to power my way through that stuff, because it's never as bad when you're in fear. It's never as bad as you think it is. So if you guys are fearful of something, jump into it as best you can. Meet a Catherine McCord. Have fun. Realize the gifts that you have, they're given to you from God, and move forward with that. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised what happens.
100%. And by the way, Michaela, we have comments saying that other people are experiencing fear, specifically fear of the unknown with everything going on with COVID. And we have, and Amber has been giving us some really good feedback today. She says, feeling like any option must be taken, AKA settling is required. Basically, she feels like she has to settle for just kind of whatever comes her way, and that there's no option. She feels like there's no option for her. There? Yes, it is.
Amber's awesome.
And there's just so much competition. She just feels like she needs to settle. How would you address that feeling, Michaela?
So specifically, the feedback is not necessarily any barriers around it, but specifically feedback for the feeling itself.
Yes.
Of feeling uncertain about, let's see, continuing the search for the right fit. So much competition with additional
Basically,
people.
needing to settle. She feels like she needs to settle for something just because she doesn't know what's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, because of all the uncertainty, so that it's safer right now to settle instead of put your to wait for the future. Well, honestly, as humans, we do the best we can to keep ourselves safe and to keep ourselves from this fear of the unknown, because we don't know what's going to come with it.
That's
right. And so what I hear happening for you, Amber, is to stay here in the balance that you have and the peace that you have now, to keep yourself safe. And honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because the truth of the matter is you would be taking a risk. You'd be absolutely taking a risk to wait and see what happens in the future. And as humans, it's really difficult because we want to be able to maintain our homeostasis and our balance. So I absolutely sympathize and empathize, because I'm in the same basket myself. It's like, what do I do with my practicumship right now and my internship? I'm like, do I stay with what I have right now, or do I put my eggs in another basket? And if I put my eggs in that basket, does that mean that I lose this one? So I think it really comes down to, what are you going to be okay with in the end?
Mm-hmm. And I think too, just to chime into that, Amber, I think specifically dealing with the job hunt, number one, never put all of your eggs in one basket, no matter what, right? And look for those opportunities to have side hustles and all of that, so that you don't feel so much pressure with that. And don't settle for a job that's going to make you miserable, because that's no good. But Michaela's right that if you find something that's good enough right now, that's good enough, it pays you a good enough salary that you can be comfortable, and all that, then it's okay for now. And you can just have a goal to either move up with that company or go to another job later. That's okay. Okay. That is perfectly fine. Don't put so much pressure on yourself that you just have to have the perfect job right now. I feel, and Michaela, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like that creates unnecessary stress on you.
And it's taking baby steps.
Yes, please.
Well, maybe a penny. I don't know. But I know Amber, because I see Amber around the network. One thing that I have noticed, and this is from experience and I'm sharing, get around people that do what you do, or do what it is that you want to do. There will be new ideas. You will meet a Michaela McCord, that will have, that you can buddy up. You'll be surprised when you get out and network. You will meet these people and you will be energized by what they're doing. There'll be new ideas. There'll be some things that they're getting into that you can add value to, and you can slowly move your way through that fear. That's just, I don't know, maybe I'm just explaining.
No, that's true. Yeah. No, that's true. I think too,
support yourself.
Right. And I know that there's a lot of fear, because like we've addressed, things are shutting back down. And Michaela you and I have had a lot of discussions about this and what this feels like and what this looks like. And guys, we are going to talk with a couple of the upcoming experts about what they think is going to be happening in the business world and all that. Yeah. But I think one of the big things to do is what Anna, who came on a little bit, before Michaela, a couple of guests ago, our first guest today, she said, make sure that you're taking time, ground yourself with having one networking event or two networking events that you attend, and keeping that connection, because you're remembering that you're not alone. I think, as Michaela addressed this in one of our first shows, remembering that you're not alone is very crucial. Would you agree with that, Michaela? Absolutely. As humans, we are a social species. We need connection. We need community. So knowing that you are connected to others brings a lot of support. Right. And I think that can get us all, I think all of us coming together and talking, connect with Foster, connect with Michaela. She's on LinkedIn. She'll talk to you. She loves to talk to people. And she has Maslow. You can ask for Maslow pictures. She's got a whole thing going with Maz, And Maslow will send you little hope you're doing well cards. She has stuff like that she does. So connect with Michaela. Follow my company. We use Maslow and her other dogs for for different things on there too. But connect with people. Talk to us. Watch the Who You Know Job Networking show. Watch this. Get in some groups. Get in some of Foster's groups. There's links. Scroll up in the comments. There are links. Connect to us. Talk to us. Yeah. We are here for you.
And Amber, I know people that I can connect you with. I'll be more than glad to do that. Get them off my back.
Right? And if you're looking for a job too, right. And if you're looking for a job too, do go to our website, careerlaunch2020.com. There are tons of opportunities on there, especially with the project Help You Grow. Also, we are, again, for those of you that have recently tuned in, we're offering scholarships. Contact with me on LinkedIn. I will tell you how to enter in. We're giving away 5 free internationally recognized Scrum Master certifications. Those can be used for all different types of roles. And this will be a completely free educational experience for you. So again, just real quick, wanted to remind everybody that's new and tuning in that we do have those opportunities as well. Mm-hmm. So Michaela, what other tips do you have for us today?
Well, just sort of finished up in our last few minutes here. I'll just do a quick run through the other steps, just overcoming the barrier. So just to recap, the first step was to just notice the barrier, put a name to it to make it more manageable. The second step is to play with options. So you have this image of a barrier in your mind, and now the idea, and I love this phrase, play with options, because now the idea is to walk through your head some ideas of how you could handle a barrier. And the thing that popped into my mind was something a little more concrete than this nebulous of fear that tends of uncertainty of the unknown. So like, let's say you have issues with coworkers. And so you may in your mind picture walking up to them. And the first thing you may want to do, especially if the coworker's been extremely nasty, is in your fantasy in your head, you want to just slug them right in the face. However, if you play through that,
but don't really do that. I've had that happen at a place I work. Do not actually do that.
Disclaimer. But if you continue walking through that image just a little further into your head, you're going to notice some consequences popping up that you're not going to probably be too fond of. So then, you just rewind it and say, okay, let's try a different image. Let's walk through a different option in my head. So you see yourself walk up to the coworker, and instead of slugging them, you assertively confront them on what's been going on. And when I say assertive, not aggressive, there's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah, yes. You assertively state your expectations and what's going on. And then you play that one out a little bit further, and maybe you don't get immediate gratification. Maybe it's not something that immediately happens, but you can always say that you covered your basis. You did everything you could
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's the second step. Is the first step, you notice the barrier. The second step is you go through options in your head for how to overcome it. And then the third step, I wonder what that could be. You implement it.
Yeah.
You just, you carry out the action. So what's that, Foster?
I said, do something. We talk about all this stuff, but the power is in the doing, stepping out.
100%.
I want to suggest to Michaela, and Catherine may have already told you this because it's tremendous. I would like Amber and our other listeners to connect with Project Help You Grow, Ira Bowman. And
Ira Bowman.
Guys, I have spent many nights, I'm up
late
anyway.
I love her.
Ira Bowman is tremendous. And Michaela, not Michaela, Amber, connect with Ira. Tell him that Foster's running his big mouth about you. and you'll be surprised what will come out of a conversation with Ira, because his idea is to connect the whole world. He really is.
And if you want some additional tips, oh shoot, God dang
it! Did you?
Are you also with me? There you are. I had a technical difficulty. It was terrible. All right, so little obstacles, right? Little baby obstacles. I keep having. By the way, guys, don't text me while I'm on the show. This keeps happening. Yeah. Do not text me while I'm on the show. If you're going to be a guest, please text Nina, our technical lady. And real quick, Deborah, I do see your question. Deborah Wolf, we're going to wait and address that with Justin Radecka, who will be on in about 10 minutes or so. So give us just just a minute. But I want to thank Michaela so much for coming on. Again, guys, please connect to her. Also connect with Sonny. His profile is somewhere up here in the links. Definitely connect with him. He's a very inspirational person, and he can help you, if you're trying to figure out the best way to word something with somebody and the best way to kind of go about it. Definitely connect with him. He's got some great insight. And Michaela's connected with him. They've become kind of fast buds. So, and Foster too. Foster and I are always here to help with that kind of thing. I love employee relations. And I have some great stories about employee relations. We'll get to some of that later. But thank you, Michaela, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
Sick 'em bears, Michaela.